Top of the order, pick a town, any town. If you're in a city or town in the US, don't be surprised if your civic leaders sent a package of proposals attempting to lure Amazon to your locale. The Seattle-based business giant, a leader in everything from e-commerce to TV programming, cloud-based web services and even grocery shopping, since it owns Whole Foods Market, has said it wants to set up a second corporate headquarters somewhere in North America. The company says it will cost $5 billion to build, and it will create up to 50,000 new jobs. With those numbers dancing in the heads of many mayors and business leaders, the thought of having Amazon set up shop in their burgs is too good for many to pass up. And 238 communities have found that tantalizing possibility, something they would like to become a reality. Amazon, which closed the first round of proposal submissions last week, said Monday that it received 238 bids for the hq2 facilities, as Amazon has taken to calling its next headquarters. Amazon didn't disclose which cities and towns put in their offers, but did say it received bids from 43 states, the District of Columbia and Puerto Rico, as well as from locations in Canada and Mexico. We received 238 proposals from across North America for hq2. The team is excited to review each of them. https://t.co/bitcheekpic.twitter.com/1 Amazon News at Amazon News October 23, 2017 Platform.twitter.com Widgets.js. So, now what happens? Well, Amazon Chief Executive Jeff Bezos Co. will be busy evaluating all those packages sitting on their desks, and probably making a list of who is offering what in terms of tax breaks and incentives. Location will be a factor, sure, but like parents who get a feeling of joy every time they write off one of their kids as a tax deduction on their 1040 form, Amazon wants to pay as few taxes as possible. Things like New Jersey offering Amazon $7 billion in tax breaks will go a long way to making up Bezos' mind about where Amazon will eventually do the ceremonial first shovel of dirt and start pouring concrete. That amount may be too much for Amazon to pass up. I mean, California has a lot going for it, but Gov. Jerry Brown has offered a relatively minuscule $300 million in state incentives to lure Amazon. That hasn't stopped individual cities from putting together their own incentive packages. However, Chula Vista, near San Diego, is said to have offered $400 million worth of incentives of its own to try to get Amazon to build hq2 down near the end of I-5. Yes, the thought of 50,000 Amazon jobs has to be on the Christmas lists of every one of those 238 communities that sent an offer up to Seattle. But, they shouldn't expect to find something under the tree this December. Amazon has said it will make a decision on hq2 next year. Middle innings, back to court, again. Apple and Samsung just can't get enough of each other. In fact, the two tech giants are about to spend even more time together, thanks to a design infringement case involving Apple's iPhone and Samsung's Galaxy smartphones. The case involves the Supreme Court overturning a $399 million award to Apple last year, which sent the case back to a lower court in order to hash out the final financial details of the matter. And the two companies are now headed back to that court in an effort to resolve their dispute. Bottom of the lineup, Fowler Speaked. It can be argued that it was the blog post by former Uber engineer Susan Fowler, which detailed charges of sexual harassment, that eventually led to the downfall and departure of Uber CEO Travis Kalanick, as well as a multitude of other executives at the ride-sharing giant over the past 8 months. Until this past weekend, Fowler had remained mostly mum about her whistleblowing efforts. But in an interview with the New York Times, Fowler said she chose to speak out in order to give a voice to everyone who was involved in what she called an extremely demoralizing environment at Uber. Quote of the day: if you have to build schools and you also have to add more transportation and senior centers for older adults, where does the money come from? Howard Gleckman, a senior fellow at the Urban Institute. Gleckman was speaking about the issue of how the cost of health and other services for senior citizens is impacting the budgets of local governments and their tax bases. Sign up for the 60-second business break newsletter at www.siliconvalley.com.